Nicaragua has some really distinct surf seasons. Realistically, this could be considered kind of late season for surfers. A lot of the surf camps and hostels are having a lot better deals now because they're struggling to stay at full occupancy. That's just the way it goes here. Nicaragua is known for consistent offshores, but the reality is, this time of year when the rains start, it goes onshore a lot more. So, what are the different seasons in Nicaragua? Well, Central America has a dry season and a wet season. The dry season here is generally from December to April, and the wet season here is generally from about mid-June to about mid-November. So what that means is it doesn't rain at all really during the dry season. And sometimes during the wet season it might rain every day. But in Nicaragua really, especially southern Nicaragua, it really only rains a lot towards the end of the wet season, once it's like mid to late August. Before that, it doesn't really even rain that much. You might have a squall here and there. You always have a chance to get a storm, after May. But it's a lot more rare in the early dry season. So that really creates the different surf seasons in Nicaragua. The other thing you need to know is, if you're surfing the dry season, you can't really expect to get a big south swell. But in the wet season, you can pretty much count on having a decent sized south swell or two every single week. So that's why a lot of the more advanced surfers tend to come to Nicaragua in June, July, and sometimes August. And a lot of the less advanced and intermediate and even beginner surfers tend to come to Nicaragua in the dry season because the waves are smaller, more predictable, and more manageable for beginners and intermediates. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, in the wet season, you're gonna have a lot of big, chunky days of surf, and if you're not confident in big, chunky, hollow barreling surf, you're probably not gonna have the best time here in Nicaragua. There are better places to go, even in Costa Rica during that time, because when you get the combination of a big south swell or even a medium-sized one, in combination with the strong offshore winds that you get here consistently, that's going to make pretty strong, often barreling waves. And if you're not on top of it, you might get your butt handed to you. And even if you are on top of it, inevitably, at some point, you're going to take a few on the head. That's just surfing, especially in Central America. Now, here today, we don't really have that much swell in the water. Most days that I film with the GoPro in the water, there's not that much swell in the water, because when there's a bunch of swell in the water, I kind of prefer not to film. I kind of like to just enjoy the surf. And one thing I do like about filming is it helps me enjoy smaller days, and it also lets me look at the footage and see what I'm doing in the surf and where I can improve my own surfing. To me, that's one of the biggest goals of surfing, is progression and improvement. It's exciting. Ooh, I just saw a little wave. Not that many people out. It doesn't look like anyone's out. Maybe we'll have some fun little waves coming this afternoon. Yeah, as you can see, not a lot going on today, but there are definitely a few. Let's see what we can rustle up. The spot generally gets a little bit better at the higher tide, but it's unpredictable. I guess it just depends on the swell. It's kind of shore breaky right now. I think the wind is actually a little bit light on shore because it was just raining. So, just gonna go for a paddle and see what we can rustle up. so I can't really complain about the conditions. I mean, I've been out about 15 minutes. I've got 4 waves so far. I got a few turns. As you can see, I'm all by myself. This is one of the reasons that I just prefer to pick lesser known spots to go surfing most of the time, especially in Nicaragua where you can find them. The waves probably aren't too much better in Colorado's or Rancho Santana, but the difference is when it's small like this, there will literally be 40, 50, 60 people on it, especially when there's a contest in Popoyo like there is right now, so that's pretty much off limits. Yeah, if this was Florida, I'd be stoked, so I am stoked, just the way it is. Surfing is about a mentality, not just, it's about discipline, you know, like not just physical discipline, but mental discipline. Got a couple of people on the beach now. Maybe they'll come join me. Maybe they won't. Who knows? Who cares?
ได้ Dale. One in the pocket.
Yeah, so that was a typical like small wet season day. Had about an hour there, maybe a little more myself. And some people came out and they got really crowded and really shore breaky. This spot's really beginner friendly at high tide, so, and it's mostly known as kind of like a more beginner to intermediate spot. But yeah, they all come out at high tide. I don't really mind that vibe, you know? People have good vibes here. There's not a lot of mean mugging. I haven't really spent a lot of time at the main breaks this trip. I was kind of burnt out on like same old Santana Popoyo routine. It's awesome there, but I was just kind of burnt out on it. And so, done things a little differently this summer. It's been pretty enjoyable. Still got a couple of weeks left. Might have something really cool on the horizon, waiting to hear back. Stay tuned. Thanks everybody for watching. We're in Nicaragua for a couple more weeks, and then we're in Florida, and then we're in California for winter. So stay tuned. Yeah.